WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show for this Friday morning from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. Our program sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. Call Linda for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs at 989-295-7713 or stop by Pinnacle Realty in the Point at M46 and M47, where you'll also find Cafe 476 with their delicious soups, foods, and all kinds of beverages for you. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we'll have open phones this morning. At 11 o'clock, we're going to learn something about the Arnold Center on Focus. But for this hour, this is the second of our series started yesterday about the Enbridge Oil 5 line. Yesterday opponents, today from Enbridge. We welcome to the program this morning Ryan Duffy. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Thanks for having me back on.
Glad to have you. I don't know where to begin, I guess, with line 5. There are so many stories, and you're not sure what to believe and what not to believe. But I want to start with a what if. And the what if the tunnel gets built. The last story I saw was work wouldn't begin until 2024. Meaning that completion wouldn't happen until around 2028. Is that the current timeline?
Well, Art, we know that Michiganders support the tunnel project by a large margin. From what we've seen, it's around 70%. And we've invested more than $100 million in the project already, and we continue to move it forward and press forward with it. We have a world-class team assembled, working on the project, and we're excited to go to the next step and start construction. At this point, though, project entails the participation of a lot of different stakeholders, including the state of Michigan. That really continues to drive the project timing. So the permitting timeline at this point does continue to be extended somewhat. But we remain intensely focused on that permitting, and in the meantime, the safe operation of Line 5 until the tunnel is completed. So once we receive all those necessary permits and start construction, we're going to work as quickly as possible, as safely as possible to finish the project. So we already have permits from Eagle, permits for the project earlier this year. But then we still need permits from the Michigan Public Service Commission and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And so things are moving forward with the process with those agencies. And I can tell you, though, something new we have. We have now opened our Tunnel Project Information Center up in St. Ignace. So we have a storefront location there. If anyone's up in that area and wants to stop in and get more information on the project, we would invite people to do that. So that's right there. Downtown St. Ignace, and we have a lot of information available there on the tunnel project.
I saw a picture of that and immediately learned something that I had no concept of, and that was how big this tunnel is going to be. We've been told about a tunnel to encase the pipeline, so you think of maybe a tunnel a few feet across with a pipe running through it. This is a big tunnel. You can walk through this thing easily. And after I looked at it, I said, well, that makes sense. You have to be able to go in and inspect the pipeline.
Well, right. You need to be able to have crews go in there, and they're going to have specialized vehicles that can fit inside the tunnel. It'll be around, 21 feet high, more or less. And the walls there, it'd be around, they're in a range from 65 to 250 feet below the lake bed. And it was meant to be a utility tunnel. So it is going to be available and have space there for other companies who may want to also be inside the tunnel. And we do have some interest already from some fiber optic cable companies and running a line through there. So it's not just an Enbridge tunnel or a pipeline tunnel. It's really meant to be a utility tunnel. And Enbridge would pay for all of it, of course, the entire cost of the tunnel. But then ownership does get turned over to the state. So then the state could control what other companies might be in there. And it's really, meant to benefit everybody in Michigan, that tunnel.
Out of curiosity, do we have a cost estimate?
Yeah, we've said $500 million at this point, and again, Enbridge paying for all of that, but then turning over ownership to the state.
I assume the longer this goes, the more expensive it gets.
Well, it's like I said, it's really in the permitting. So we've completed the design phase, and our team is ready to go. I mean, they've worked hard on the project. We have a great team, and we're very much committed to this project. And again, I think, Michiganders get it. We know that 70% support it. We've had 30 counties actually pass resolutions supporting the project. So we're excited to move into the construction phase.
Let me ask about the governor's order to shut down the line, which wasn't done. And then she wanted the case to go to state court, but a federal judge has now ruled that it stays in her court. How does that impact Enbridge?
Yeah, so, the legal process with all this, as far as our easement that we've had since 1953 for the Straits, that's likely to take some time for sure. And in many ways, the case is just getting started. We had the decision that the case will stay in federal court, but it's really the beginning of the process. All along, we could avoid this process. We hope to avoid the costly, lengthy, uncertain outcomes you have with this. And the legislature and the previous administration with us, we all worked to try and avoid this through the creation of that legislation for the tunnel. And then the agreements we signed with the state in 2018 to build the tunnel. So it's really unfortunate in many ways. We've been optimistic all along that we could get to a workable solution that puts protecting the Straits and the Great Lakes at the forefront, puts Michigan's energy needs at the and we're going to continue to focus on our job and to do that, to continue to meet Michigan's energy needs. But the case now, it's in federal court, and it's going to take some time. But we think the federal court is the right place for it because Line 5 is a multi-state, interstate pipeline, and an international energy system that does serve Michigan, but that also serves the region and also serves Canada.
Let me talk about that for a minute. Of all the product moved through the pipelines, and we know a lot of it ends up in Sarnia, how much comes back to the state? How much of what rolls through that pipeline is used by Michiganders?
Well, Line 5 is really important to Michigan. It supplies more than half the propane used in the state, and Michigan does use more propane than any other state. It supplies more than 65% of the propane used up in the UP. But then around 30% of the light crude oil on the line is delivered to the Detroit area refineries to be used in Michigan. 80% of Michigan-produced crude, northern Michigan up there, that is transported on Line 5, and that goes to regional refineries. Line 5 helps to supply the majority of the jet fuel used at the Detroit Metro Airport, and it's also essential product for manufacturing 6,000 different consumer goods that are made in the state and the region. So that's plastics, your automotive parts, your face mask, hand sanitizer, all of those kind of things. So without Line 5, Michigan would face a day 4 million gallons of transportation fuel, and then would face a shortage of around 750,000 gallons of propane. daily. So it is extremely important to Michigan and to the entire region. So it's Line 5 supplies 10 different regional refineries.
All right, Ryan, hang on. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be back. We're talking to Ryan Duffy from Enbridge about Line 5, and we are here on the Art Lewis Show for this Friday morning. And let me take a moment to talk about the guy I do business with when it comes to insurance. His name is Tom Sureski. And Tom and I have been together as a customer and agent for quite a number of years. He's an Allstate agent, and I've been an Allstate customer since 1974. I'm happy with the company, and that's why I stay with them. But more importantly, I'm happy with my agent, the guy I deal with one-on-one. Tom and his staff are knowledgeable, they're good listeners, and they always provide me with the advice and plans I need to fit my situation. And that's exactly what they'll do for you. They can protect your home, auto, motorcycle, RV, boat, motorhome, rental property, even a classic car, because Tom deals with Hagerty Insurance. In addition, Tom can provide specialty insurance for event coverage like weddings and pet insurance for your cat or dog. The Sureski Agency also serves the business community with Allstate's supplemental health benefits. So do as I do. Shop locally with a business you trust. I trust Tom Sureski, THOMCERESKE, for all my insurance needs. You can visit the Sureski Agency on Tittabawassee Road, just west of the tracks in Saginaw Township, or call Tom at 989-497-0300, 497-0300. Please be sure and tell him I sent you. You're in good hands with Allstate, even better hands with the Sureski Agency. We will be back after these notes.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Moderna and Pfizer stock getting a nice boost from a development on the COVID booster front, saying U.S. regulators have expanded their COVID-19 booster shots to all adults in the U.S. Following this FDA clearance, the CDC still needs to authorize distribution of the doses. Ross Stores reporting quarterly earnings topping the estimate as well as revenue beating forecasts. But the discount retailer saying it's seeing significant supply chain issues, which is causing uncertainty heading into the holiday shopping season. And Macy's announcing it's planning to shut 10 department stores in January while delaying closures when it will close the roughly 60 remaining open stores out of about 125 that were on track to be closed by 2023. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Near historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit loandepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Listen to this station anytime. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Want to know the sneaky way to get the perfect gift this holiday season?
Just tiptoe into your loved one's closets and look at their shoe sizes. Then head to Skechers and make this holiday the most comfortable ever. Because at Skechers, we have ultra comfy, ultra affordable shoes you can buy everybody you know. Let's start with the kids. We have shoes that light up and sparkle, stretch fit that are easy to slip on and look cool, and many more. Shoes truly are the new toys this holiday. And how about for mom, dad, and even the grandparents? We've got boots, sneakers, slip-ons, shoes for working out, for going out, and so much more. Plus, many air-cooled memory foam for ultimate comfort. And in a fit you're sure to love. Relaxed fit, wide fit, arch fit, and so many more. Skechers are the fit specialists. So this year, deck the feet with super comfortable Skechers. Just sneak into their closet, get their shoe sizes, and let Skechers do our holiday magic. Find Skechers at Skechers.com, at a Skechers store near you, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Ryan Duffy from Enbridge. And Ryan, a couple of things from yesterday's program where we talked to those who are opposed to Line 5, just to get your reaction on them. The first thing, obviously, they're worried about is a spill in the Great Lakes, which would be disruptive to the ecology, obviously. How old is Line 5 now?
We're now at 68 years old.
One of the things that happened over those 68 years is the washing out of some of the subbed that the line was lying in, and you came along and you put in posts to hold it up. How often are they inspected, and what kind of shape are they in right now?
So we're constantly inspecting the line as part of our ongoing maintenance program. So we send divers down to take a good look at the exterior of the pipeline. And then if there's a need for additional supports, if there's been a shifting of the lake bed or movement or something going on there with the lake bed itself. And then we will come in and put in a screw anchor support, a new steel support on the line to make sure that the line is supported one way or another every 75 feet. So that's worked well for us. We put in around 200 of those so far. We've been using them for the last, when they've worked very well at keeping the line secure and holding it in place. But again, that's part of ongoing inspections, maintenance that we're constantly doing there on Line 5.
You mentioned examining the outside of the pipe. Do you ever run cameras through the pipe to inspect the inside?
Well, we are constantly running tools through the inside of the pipe that move through with the product. So they're like mini MRI machines that scan the steel from the inside. Any issue, any corrosion, any problems at all that might need to be addressed. And we're constantly doing those all the time as part of our inspections. So that's another piece of our monitoring and inspections, and another way we know and can say with certainty that the line continues to be in good condition and continues to be safe.
Another question someone asked, is the line not on navigation maps? And if it is, why the anchor strikes?
Well, it is, and it's long been known to vessel captains coming through that that's a no anchor. There are pipelines there, and so that's long been the case. There's signs there that have said don't anchor, forever. But now, while we're building the tunnel, we've actually put in additional safety measures and a huge enhanced new safety program there in the Straits. So we have fully operational now our Enbridge Straits Maritime Operations Center that's in Mackinac City, and that's the control center for all of our new safety measures. So we watch for all ships coming into the Straits. Every time a ship approaches boats out to that ship, we get right up next to it. We look at its anchors, make sure they're stowed and they're safe. We also radio every ship captain to verify the anchor position, and then on top of that, we send an electronic signal to those captains coming through to make sure they know there's a pipeline in the area. And then we also have put in several high-definition cameras to watch all the ship traffic, and including smaller boats that might be going right over where our pipelines are. So that's all going on there every day, and it's meant to keep Line 5 safe while the tunnel project is happening. As you can imagine, that's the ultimate long-term best solution to all of this, because that would eliminate any kind of risk from anchor and reduce the chance of ever releasing any product into the Straits to just about zero. So that's the tunnel project. That's the ultimate long-term best solution.
One of the opponents was suggesting that since Sarnia gets most of the product, that Line 5 ought to be shut down and rerouted across Canada and down to Sarnia and nowhere near the Great Lakes. What do you say to that?
Well, as we touched on, Michigan needs that. Then you'd be cutting off the propane supplies to the UP. You'd be cutting off the oil produced in the northern part of the state. And Michigan, relies on that product. And it's important, and it's important to people in Michigan, and it's important that it gets to the Marathon refinery and the Detroit area refineries down in Toledo. So, there's a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth on safely operating Line 5, but we really strongly feel that what we really need to be focused on is how do we get the tunnel project done faster. It's critical energy on Line 5 that we need. And so we really feel strongly with the support we're seeing for the tunnel project, with the Michigan legislature overwhelmingly in a bipartisan way approving it for all of it. We really think, we need to focus on getting that project done as quickly and safely as possible and starting with construction.
What are the concerns that the White House is now involved and says they're going to go into talks with Canada and review the tunnel, given the fact that the White House seems intent on pushing us out of the fossil fuel business? What are your concerns about that?
Well, from our understanding, what the administration, the U.S. government is, they're preparing to have those diplomatic discussions with Canada over the Transit Pipeline Treaty of 1977 that Canada has now invoked. So we believe in getting ready for that. They're really information gathering on Line 5. So that's normal. That's a normal part of the process that parties would be reaching out to better understand the issues here that are at play. But again, at the end of the day, it's really about doing the right thing. And there are millions of people, thousands of businesses depend on Line 5 to provide that fuel they need every day to heat homes, manufacturing, jet fuel, to be able to drive your car around. So Line 5 is vital energy infrastructure. We know it's safe. The pipeline continues to operate safely. We spend millions of dollars each year to make sure it's safe. And our federal regulator has said it's safe time and time again. And then we have those safety measures in place while the tunnel is being built. So, we appreciate the support from the Canadian side. They've been very supportive all along. And I think people in Canada realize how important the energy on Line 5 is.
Can you hang around for one more segment?
Sure.
Okay,
No
I'm going to take a quick break. When we will be back, we're talking to Ryan Duffy from Enbridge about Line 5. More ahead here on the Art Lewis Show. Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at Thalen Kia, where you can get more for your money. It's time to think Thalen Kia. Thalen Kia, located on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Kia combines style, safety, plus dependability with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And it is included on every new Kia vehicle. And no one makes that dependability more affordable than Thalen Kia on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. You get more value for less on a new Kia Rio S 5-door. You can buy your new Kia Rio S5 door from just $236 per month, nothing down for 84 months. It's time to think Thalen Kia, Euclid Avenue in Bay City, getting you more for your money because it's the right thing to do. Plus tax, estate, and dealer fees. 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. See Thalen for complete details. Included 500 Kia customer cash rebate, APR 3.9% on approved credit. See Thalen for complete details. Deal ends November 30th, 2021. Shop online at ThalenKia.com. We'll be back with Ryan Duffy after these notes.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you.
Recently, I was working with a member to purchase an auto loan and saw an opportunity to help them save some money. By refinancing their credit card debt, we were able to save them over $600 a month. This is one of the many ways that we deliver outstanding service to our members.
Delivering marvelous experiences, saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. These are actual examples of savings and not guaranteed in every situation.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal Housing Lender License in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
This season, there's a new choice for your fields. Zetavo soybean seed, designed with triple stacked Enlist E3 technology for wheat. Supported by a dedicated team of BASF agronomic experts. Protected by the versatile BASF soybean crop protection portfolio. Zetavo soybean seed, stacked in your favor. Zetavo from MS Technologies, distributed exclusively by BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Ryan Duffy from Enbridge about Line 5. Ryan, let's talk about the tunnel construction and how you go about it. I mean, it's not a purely round tunnel, is it?
More or less, yeah, around 21 feet high, approximately. So, yeah, it ranges from 65 feet, near the shoreline, and then it would go down to more than 250 feet deep below the lake bed. And so, we would have construction going on both sides of the straits. Primarily on the south side is really where you'd be ramping down, going down below the straits. We would have what's called a tunnel, and that alone takes about a year to build. and that's 300 feet long approximately, and that does the digging. So that it would move through under the lake bed around 40 feet a day. So that's as fast as it really can go. So just the boring would take around 2 years to complete, but it goes through and bores. The material it's boring through would go out the back end, and then as it's moving through, it's putting up the thick concrete walls that would make up the tunnel. So it's digging and it's putting up the walls and working its way through over to the north side. All we would really need on that side is a shaft, more or less, where we would disassemble the boring machine and then send it back up to the surface in pieces there. So it would be, I mean, it's going to be an incredible project, and it's going to be, something that really the area has never seen. Going to be a lot of economic benefit to the entire area with all of those jobs involved and the people coming in and the experts. And so restaurants, hotels, and stores throughout the area.
We talk about Line 5, but Line 5, it's multiple pipes, isn't it?
Well, it's one 30-inch pipe from Superior, Wisconsin, all the way through the UP until it gets there to the Straits. Then it does split into two 20-inch pipes, and that was done as an additional safety measure back when the pipeline was built. So it splits into two pipes just through the Straits, then it comes back into one 30-inch pipe for down to Sarnia.
And would that continue on the new construction in the tunnel?
No, the plan would be to have just the one 30-inch pipe inside the tunnel. Yeah, so that would be a new segment put inside the tunnel, and that would be 30 inches. Yeah.
This oil that comes through originates where?
So it comes from Western Canada, mostly, also North Dakota. That's where it starts, and it pipelines in our system that bring it down to Superior, and then that's where Line 5 starts. So it's light crude oil only, and then also the natural gas liquids that are used to make propane. It's about 80% light crude oil and 20% natural gas liquids.
You can't run them through the pipe at the same time, can you? Or can you?
No, it's separate. It's done in batches. So, one batch will be the light crude, and then a following batch might be the natural gas liquids. So, no, they are separated there.
Do you have to clean the pipe between? I mean, when you shut off the oil before you put in the natural gas, how do you keep from contaminating each other?
Well, it's spaced out in batches, and that's how it's operated. I'm not a pipeline engineer, but I know that it works and it gets through the system there. And so, it is something we hear, kind of a misconception. Well, can you just put the natural gas liquids on? But you really can't. You do need both the products. They more or less push each other through the line, through a full pipeline to get both of those products through.
Well, Ryan, thanks for spending the time with us this morning. In conclusion, your thoughts on the realities of getting this tunnel done in a reasonable amount of time.
Well, we're absolutely committed to that. And I know there can be some confusing reports. There's a lot going on with Line 5. I would just like to touch on, though, we're seeing these high energy prices coming into the winter, and predictions for high energy prices throughout the winter. Some predictions that home heating costs 50%. So we really believe this is just the worst. Could be talking about shutting down a major pipeline. And here in Michigan, we're fortunate. We have Line 5 reliably supplying this energy. We're in a pretty good position this winter. I mean, we saw with the early part of the year with the Arctic blast we had, where other states had propane shortages, Michigan didn't. So we have Line 5. It's going to continue to supply the 10 regional refineries, millions of gallons of product used every day in Michigan, and really quickly have devastating economic and energy consequences for Michigan and surrounding Great Lakes states.
Well, Ryan, thanks again for being with us. And we'll do it again down the road. Appreciate your time.
Sure, anytime. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Bye-bye now. Ryan Duffy from Enbridge. We appreciate it. And yesterday, the opponents. Today, Enbridge. And you make up your own mind. We'll be back after these notes.
At Midland Furniture Garage, personal service and great design is everywhere and within all budgets. Our premium style, high quality furniture can be customized for maximum comfort. Discover our recline sofas and more by Stressless, Norwalk, Hunter Douglas, and others. Come into Midland Furniture Garage, Midland's creative source, and see what's possible for yourself. Midland Furniture Garage, 34 Ashman Circle in Midland, and online at midlandfurnituregarage.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com is for Salon Blue in Mount Pleasant. You can get a Salon Blue cut and a brow wax for only $31.50. It's usually $63. You are getting it half off. You can also get a gel manicure and a Salon Blue pedicure for only $41.50. It's usually $83, but you are getting it half off. This week's deal is all about treating yourself. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now and snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. You should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address. .com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. And at my home studio, we're getting an oil delivery. Oh, I'm holding on for dear life. Anyway, what are you going to do? Al is in Midland. Let's say good morning to Al.
Good morning, Arthur.
Morning.
You lived in New York City and traveled the subways, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, those tunnels were done with boring machines. Those were built with boring machines.
Oh, yeah.
they're machine. I've got an engineering book on those things, and they're a marvel at what a piece of machinery they are. An engineering marvel. I mean, it's fantastic what those things can do.
You can find them all over there's been a couple of TV series on this. I don't know if it was the Smithsonian Channel or one of them about building railroad tunnels, for example, and the boring machines. And
Discovery Channel runs a thing like that.
Discovery runs it too. Yeah, they're all over the place.
Marvels.
Yep. You can find it on there. Yeah, they've been around a long time, but they've improved them.
They're a fantastic piece of.
Because now what they've done now
is it's unreal.
What they've done now, though, that's different from what they've done in the past, is they now, when they build these tunnels, they have segments that follow the bore, and they literally put up the walls immediately behind the bore. They're done in circular panels, and the panels get placed. And so it's not two steps anymore. It's like just one continuous tunnel bore, and they build the tunnel as they go. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's the way they did the tunnel, and I think the Holland Tunnel.
They built New York City. They built the 2nd Avenue subway recently. The last 8 or 10 years, they built a new subway line underground, which is everything is. It's either elevated up in the air or underground. Nothing is at street level.
Yeah, it's about the only way they can do it, and it's just a fantastic.
Well,
it's
not the only way. In the old days, they used to use dynamite. It was a lot more dangerous. It was a lot more dangerous. But I mean, there are other ways, but it's the most efficient. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know basically what the structure of these are because you've been in them. Those subway tunnels are basically going to be very similar to what this thing is. Very, very similar.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far because those subway tunnels are a lot bigger than what they're talking about.
Well,
I mean, they're not round. We use the word tunnel, but in many cases, they're not round.
Well, they use the other space alongside there for other things. That subway tunnel just isn't for subway. They're running the electric lines. They've got gas lines. They've got all kinds of stuff under there in those.
You have to understand New York City is nothing but a maze of tunnels.
Yeah, it is.
It's bedrock. And so consequently, everything runs underground. Electricity, your steam. And New York was big on steam heat for a long time. Everything is underground in New York. So it's not just the subway.
Yeah. I cannot imagine the engineering people that work in that town with that tunnel system, the subway, and all the underground utilities.
They have job security.
It must be a nightmare.
Yeah, they have job security. They're not going anywhere.
They sure do. They sure do, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking my call there, sir. Have a nice morning.
Take care, Al. Bye now. No, it's true. New York is, it's bedrock, first of all. And Manhattan Island. When we talk about New York, most people that don't live in New York City, when you mention New York, they think of Manhattan. So we'll concentrate on that conversation. But the reality is that it's not much different in the boroughs of the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Richmond. And Richmond, by the way, is the technical name of Staten Island. So when they built the subway system in areas where there were heavy concentrations of big buildings, i.e. Manhattan, everything was underground. When they got into the boroughs where it's more residential, less commercial, they went high. They made elevated lines. We call them subways, but probably only half of the rail is subterranean. Most of it's above ground, elevated platforms. Same thing you find in Chicago, same type of thing, except the difference is in Chicago, they built a lot of their rail between the highways and it's ground level. You don't find ground level in New York. It's either elevated or it's subterranean. Very, very few miles of track are actually ground level in the New York subway system. If you've never been to New York City, you owe it to yourself to go, just to see what it's like, and make sure you take a subway ride just to see how the people in New York live. It's an interesting experience. It really is. The other thing you might want to do, it's my favorite thing to do when I go to New York, is take the Staten Island ferry. And it's free, costs you nothing. It's a cattle call when they load it because everybody piles up at the doors waiting for them to open, and then they open the doors to the slip where the boat is, and this sea of humanity rushes onto the boat. Next thing you know, the boat's on its way across, 20-minute ride to Staten Island. Same thing coming back. It's always a lot of fun. We'll take our last break, and then when we return, we'll tell you what's coming up next hour here on the Art Lewis Show.
The Windy City's own Chicago. Saturday, April 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. The unmistakable sound of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's Chicago. $4 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com.
Saturday in the park. If you see me walking by, and the tears are in my eyes, look away.
Chicago, Saturday, April 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me.
Horns and hits.
Does everybody really know what time it is? 25 or 6 to 12.
Chicago. Tickets are on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
Happy birthday. You just turned 21. You can now legally buy alcohol. But if you're thinking of buying a beer for that friend who is still underage, think again. 21 means you're legal to buy, not supply. It could cost you $1,000 in fines and up to 100 days in jail, and the physical cost is even higher. Emergency room visits, traffic crashes, violent crime, and more. Remember, 21 may be old enough to buy, but don't supply.
A public service message from the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
Essexville native John Paul Morosi returns to the Great Lakes Bay region as part of the Made in Michigan series at Midland Center for the Arts. Morosi will share stories of his path from Bay City to the Tigers beat at the Detroit Free Press to his current role for the Major League Baseball Network. John Paul Morosi, Saturday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. at Midland Center for the Arts. Tickets at midlandcenter.org.
All right, we're heading up toward the top of the hour. Next hour will be open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about. Give us a call here on the Art Lewis Show. Meantime, stick around for news from CBS. They'll have the national and international report. We'll have the local news for you, bringing you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And then we will return with more on the Art Lewis Show. We will talk to you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. We have two breaking stories this hour out of Washington. First, the House has passed the social spending bill known as the Build Back Better bill.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 213. The Build Back Better bill is passed.
This despite efforts by the House's top Republican, Kevin McCarthy, to derail the bill by holding the floor for several hours.
This is the single most reckless and irresponsible spending bill
in our nation's history.
The $1.75 trillion social safety net bill includes funding for child care, family leave, and expanded Medicare. Next, President Biden is at Walter Reed Medical Center for a routine physical.
Mr. Biden is having a routine colonoscopy, but President Biden is transferring power to Vice President Harris for the brief time he will be under anesthesia. Happened in 2002 and in 2007 when then President George W. Bush had the same procedure. The process is set out in the Constitution. Vice President Harris will work from her office in the West Wing during this time. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
More progress on COVID booster shots.
The FDA has approved booster shots for every adult when it comes to the Pfizer and Moderna doses. So every adult over the age of 18. So that's a big hurdle. The CDC still has to give the thumbs up, but the CDC is meeting later on this afternoon to mull over the data provided by the two pharmaceutical companies.
Green says the CDC's decision could be just hours away. There is a surge in COVID cases, especially in the upper Midwest. Europe, too, confronting a spike in cases. Here's CBS's Elaine Cobb.
Austria will next week become the first Western European country to go back into lockdown this fall. Germany may follow suit as both countries are in a fourth wave of COVID infections. From Monday, Greece will bar unvaccinated people from indoor spaces such as restaurants and cinemas. COVID passes will still be required across much of Europe. And France, now in a fifth wave, is planning a major push to get booster shots to all over 50 from December. Elaine. Paris.
Police say 4 people have been found dead inside a car in Pennsylvania. David Sunday is the York County District Attorney.
We're devastated at this absolute tragedy, and our condolences go out to every single person that has been impacted by this.
The car matched the description of a vehicle connected to a former Maryland police officer accused of taking off with his daughters in Pennsylvania. This is CBS News.
Need to hire great candidates? You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform for interviewing, screening, and hiring high-quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Your home, everything should be perfect, including your air. Hartel Heating Company helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Hartel Heating Company to hear more about how we can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 989-892-6111 or visit us online at hartelheating.com. License number 71-03370.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Okay. Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember the Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Paid for by government.com.
Have you heard? A recent stash of 1881 Morgan silver dollar coins has been found. These gorgeous 1881S silver dollar coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck. Only a limited quantity of these Morgan silver dollar coins are available. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone interested in silver coins. Just call government at 1-800-3 and you are guaranteed a mint condition 1881S Morgan silver dollar featuring the iconic S mint mark of the San Francisco Mint. But with limited quantity, you must call now. These 1881S silver coins are still in uncirculated condition. That is 140 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-7194. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 1881S Morgan silver dollars before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-7194.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 35 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchup. Due to the holidays in the heart of the city, parade tomorrow in Saginaw, South Washington Avenue or M13 will be closed between Johnson Street and Rust Avenue from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. During this time, the north and southbound lanes will be closed to through traffic as the parade proceeds through. Please follow the detour setup or see traffic backups. Please be patient, motorists, while the event is in progress. Authorities were trying to identify the owner of 2 dogs that attacked an animal control officer in the Saginaw area. MLive reports that the officer was bitten November 5th in a Buena Vista Township neighborhood after a resident reported being nearly attacked by 2 pit bulls outside his home. 2 officers were attempting to catch the dogs when the attack occurred. Saginaw County Animal Care and Control Director Bonnie Kanicki says the wounded officer used a catch pole to fend off one dog but was bitten on the leg by the other. Both officers then used repellent spray to stop and capture the dogs. The wounded officer was treated at a hospital emergency room and later released. A man from New Jersey has pleaded guilty to interstate travel with intent to engage in a sexual act with a minor. Court documents say around July and August last year, Jose Gomez met 2 girls, ages 13 and 14, over the internet and engaged in sexual activity with them. To Michigan from New Jersey and met the girls at a Houghton Lake hotel where he sexually abused them, gave them alcohol, and recorded videos. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 39-year-old Gomez will be sentenced in February. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
You know, we're all dreaming of something. So why not make those dreams a reality?
A new van with sliding doors. A new house with more than one bathroom. Oh, and heated seats. Or maybe even just some money to add a new bathroom to this house. A remote starter.
No matter what you've been dreaming of lately, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union has a loan for you. With great rates, fast approvals, and a potential year-end loan interest rebate via our member giveback, DCECU can help make your dreams come true. Visit dcecu.org/borrow for more details. Membership eligibility required. Loans subject to approval based on creditworthiness of applicants and collateral conditions. Limitations may apply. While member giveback rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member giveback consideration. Some limitations apply. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A federal appeals court has stepped in and reversed a decision to release a Michigan man from prison because of COVID-19 fears. The court pointed to Roger Sweet's record of violence against women and abuse of children. The 73-year-old Sweet has 7 years remaining on a 21-year sentence for sexual exploitation when a judge ruled in his favor in April. She acknowledged his crimes were abhorrent, but said chronic health conditions made him vulnerable during the pandemic. Sweet has finished a state prison sentence for the murder of his first wife, but is being investigated for the death of his second. The House is continuing to debate the Build Back. Child care advocates say it's more than just the roads which are at stake. Roy Chobersinski said the Save the Children says it will provide free pre-K care for children in households where income is $59,000 or less,
which would ensure that every 3 and 4 year old in the country can access universal pre-K. In Michigan, this would be 222,000 children being able to access pre-K, saving the average family about $8,000 a year.
Within 3 years, most families who make up to $200,000 would be getting help paying for child care, he says, if the bill is passed as is. Authorities say a missing 3-year-old boy from Tennessee and a 16-year-old girl from Kentucky, once believed to be headed to northern Michigan, were found safe in Southern California. The younger child's father has been arrested. Sheriff's deputies in Orange County found Noah Clare and his cousin Amber today, taking a 35-year-old Jacob Clare into custody. Authorities previously said Jacob Clare was suspected of kidnapping, but charges have not yet been announced. More information is expected to be released soon. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the lower 40s. West winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low near 31. By Saturday, cloudy skies, a high 43 degrees. Then by Sunday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy, and a high around 45. Monday, partial sunshine develops, a breezy high 36 degrees. And then by Tuesday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, a high around 37. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, a high around 43 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And it'll be open phones this hour. Saginaw, Bay City, 989-752-6111. Toll free is inside the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. As I broadcast from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio, program brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 989-295-7713. 295-7713 for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. Visit Linda Shepard or give her a call, and she will go to work for you. Also, in the Point, where Pinnacle's located, M46 and M47, is Cafe 476. You can give them a call. Well, it has happened just a little while ago. The House passed the $1.75 trillion Biden plan that funds universal pre-K, Medicare expansion, renewable energy credits. That's the House. Now it goes to the Senate. And it is likely that in the Senate, in order to get the votes, there will be changes. Because without those changes, they do not have the votes. Manchin will not vote for it. Sinema probably would not vote for it. So there's going to be some heavy discussions in the Senate about this package that comes to them. And it'll be interesting to see what changes are made and what it looks like when it comes out of the Senate back to the House for conference. Time will tell. We have a caller waiting, Andrea in Bay City. So let us go to Andrea this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well,
I am calling about the Columbus Avenue Citizens District Council that I used to sit on the council, but I don't know, they kicked me off or whatever they did. I have to reinstate pending. But anyways, I'm calling about the meeting, about the agenda they're trying to pass to put low-income housing in our neighborhood. But anyways, I was at a meeting. They passed the agenda. Well, they passed the agenda, and there were not enough people to pass the agenda. So they made a typo for a person that was not there. They needed at least 6 people. There were only 3 people there. And so they decided that they were going to pass it. So I said, if you made a typo, so this approved agenda was not going to be approved, can you change that agenda because that person was not there? They told me they can't change it. So if there is a typo, how can an agenda be approved if you don't have enough people when that person is there and that person is not? So they tell me, well, we got to wait to change it. Well, this is the 3rd time I've been at the meeting. There have been 3 absences, which on the CDC bylaws, you were supposed to kick them off. So they're and they pass it. The agenda is approved anyways, and they won't fix the typo.
Okay, well, we got to wait. Hang on, Andrea. Hang on, because we got to separate some things here. You'd have to look at the bylaws of the organization to see how it's structured and what the quorum requirement is, and whether or not a quorum is required to change the agenda. We're not talking about them passing items or voting on items. We're talking about the agenda. And it may be that they can change the agenda without a quorum, but they can't take action on any item without a quorum. That makes sense to
I
you?
don't want them to take action. I want them to fix a typo. And that is it. If a person is not there and then the person is there on the paperwork, I figure you're so we can understand what's going on. We can't understand what's going on if there is mistakes and we've caught them. I figure, don't they need to be, fixed so we can understand if we've caught this, they've caught it, but the secretary says in front of everyone and the chairperson, we're not going to change it.
Well, if there's a mistake in the attendance, is this the attendance record you're talking about?
Yes, and the attendance.
I would think they would have an obligation. I would think they have an obligation to be accurate.
Well, Mr. Bonanzac told the secretary for the second time at the meeting, you do not change it. So if they don't change it, the agenda is approved because that shows that extra person was there. And so
yeah, but it's all right. I understand that, but it's only an agenda we're talking about here. They're not taking any action on anything.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
I know
matter.
you want accuracy. I understand that. And I would agree I'd want accuracy too. But understand that it doesn't change anything in terms of the action of this group.
I understand, but if you feel that you get this power, then that means you're going to try something else. Just fix it. That's all I have to say. I'm not trying to make you change anything, but you do not have the power. If there is a typo, then you take care of it.
All right, fair enough.
Honesty is honesty.
Fair enough, Andrea. I agree.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. That's an interesting scenario. An organization, and I've been in many, many, many organizations over the years on boards of directors. And if there's an error, it's noted. You would think that would be the automatic thing to do. If you know it's wrong, you fix it. Why would you not, particularly in terms of who attended and who didn't? I've been in organizations in the past where they showed who was present and who wasn't, and there was an error. And with the next minutes or notes that came out, there was a correction to the error. That would seem logical to me. Why would a group not want to do that? Because it also, points to your credibility and affects your credibility. So I don't know, but that's interesting. It's one of those local issues that are out there that you don't realize people are doing every day. And you really wonder sometimes. Russ is in Bay City. Before we take a break, Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Well, unfortunately, here we are again.
Who's he? Who's we?
Shot in the head in the 600 block of Wilson Street in Bay. And it's a damn shame. I mean,
when did this happen?
This week.
Oh, I
over
missed
a
it.
$40 crack deal.
Yeah.
It's insane. And one of my best friends lives 2 blocks west and 1 block south of there, and she's like, "Well, what's this mean?" I said, "It don't mean nothing." I said, the victims in this matter don't matter to no one. So what you're going to see is a sweetheart, no contest deal. They'll drop all the gun charges and probably plead them out to unarmed assault.
Wait. Let's not get carried away.
I'm not
yeah, I think you are. First of all, did they arrest the perpetrator?
Yes, he's arrested.
All right.
The cops did their job. I'm not coming down on the cops.
No, I understand that, but don't jump to conclusions. I mean, you don't know what the court's going to do.
You can base it on court precedents. Unless a victim matters, it don't matter to the prosecutor or the judge.
Oh, nonsense! Come on. Every victim matters to every victim matters to every prosecutor I've ever known.
Okay.
Now, the victim is not the choice of decision when it comes to plea deals.
Come on, Art.
I'm coming, Russ. I'm telling you.
Okay.
And I've known a lot of prosecutors in my life.
Well, I'm sure you have, and you want to continue going to their dinner parties.
I don't go to their dinner parties. Don't jump to that conclusion either.
I'm just saying this is how it works.
Well, that's how you believe it works.
And it's high profile. I mean, if this would have been
all right.
2 people in Uptown or 2 people downtown,
Well, I'll tell you what.
shot in the head, this has been all over the news.
After they're charged, and after they're tried, and after they're convicted, and after they're sentenced, let's have this conversation again and see who's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a damn shame. And this
Well,
is
it's not a
exactly
damn
what
shame
happened
yet. It
in
hasn't happened
Saginaw.
yet.
Well, this is the same thing that happened in Saginaw and Flit, and I hate seeing it now happening in Bay City. Every single one of these violent crimes need to be taken extremely seriously with no plea bargains. Not for violent crimes. I'm sorry. You do the crime, you do the time.
Well, that's a separate topic. That's a separate topic where you and I might have some agreement. Because I understand why they plea bargain, but I don't like it in many instances, particularly in serious violent crime. I think that ought to be.
If you got a plea bargain, a DUI down to OUIL, or if you got a plea bargain, shoplifting case or something simple like that, where there's no victim, as far as a physical victim, fine. But when it comes to assault, when it comes to shooting people, raping people, child molesting, no, sorry, no plea bargain.
I don't disagree with you there. I'm not disagreeing with that. I agree. I think you
see the amount of violent crime we see today. If we actually tried those cases and set the example and sent those people to prison for a long period of time, you'd see nowhere near the violent crime you do today.
Well, maybe. All right, I got to run.
All right,
all right, Russ. Thanks. Bye now. And we'll take a break and come back with more lines open for you here on the Art Lewis Show.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
There's a reason why Crane's L&M Appliance Center has been serving the Tri-City area since 1956. Hi, I'm Eric Crane. Customer satisfaction. From the moment you step into my store, you'll know you get knowledgeable support on the best brands with the best possible prices. We help you find the best product that fits your needs and budget. Whether it's new, reconditioned, or scratch and dent, we are committed to give you the best service before, during, and after the sale. Crane's L&M Appliance Bay Road in Saginaw, where we want to earn your business.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with lots of sound effects. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, so you only pay for what you need, here are some zany sounds. Saving on home insurance is no laughing matter. Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. The money you save could change your life. It's time for you to take your insurance choice seriously. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Dow sinking at the open on Wall Street with stocks weighed down by worries about surges in COVID-19 infections. A group of state investigating Instagram's effects on children and young adults, saying its parent company Facebook, recently renamed Meta Platforms, ignored research about the harms it causes young people. And American credit scores hit all-time highs during the pandemic last year, with average FICO credit scores increasing by 8 points, but some of those advances
could be wiped away as government stimulus falls away and inflation levels continue to climb. The CEO of FICO telling MarketWatch it's fair to speculate those who are financially pressed will wind up taking on more debt and ultimately face more pressure on those scores. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Listen time, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Cindy is on the phone in Saginaw. Cindy, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, that's good. I just have a quick comment. The woman from Bay City who was calling, she was
Yes.
all hung up about attendees' names being on an agenda, which I'm thinking back to when I used to do that sort of thing with agendas and meeting minutes and the Robert's Rules of Order, which is a widely used manual and procedures for meetings. The attendees' names really shouldn't be on an agenda because that can change at the last minute and the agenda is prepared ahead of time. It should be documented in the meeting minutes, which would come out for the following meeting to show who is present.
Yeah, I wonder if
meeting.
she got her terms mixed up.
Yeah, maybe she was referring to the minutes. If it was the minutes, then that's a huge problem.
And it should
But
be
the
correct,
agenda-
but the agenda doesn't have to be. Shouldn't be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I
So-
didn't think of that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, if she's still listening, maybe she could look at, that and maybe not have to be so stressed about it. The minutes is where it matters.
Yeah, now, if they were not correcting the minutes, that would be a problem.
Right.
I would think that would be a problem if they're not correcting the minutes of the meeting. But the
Yeah,
agenda,
maybe.
I've never seen, anybody get bent out of shape about an agenda because usually at the beginning of every meeting, they ask if there's any changes to the agenda or additions.
Right.
So-
Yeah, and that would the time.
That
Yeah,
would be
so-
a time to do it. So, all right, good enough.
Yeah.
Cindy, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
No, thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Okay, bye-bye.
And let's move on and talk to Carl in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. I'd like to get back to Enbridge and Line 5 discussion.
Yeah.
You had guests yesterday,
Right.
talking about, from their standpoint, and then you had, and I thought the conversation, sounded pretty reasonable. What your two gentlemen, had to say, the cons of all of this, that basically, most of the benefits, start in Canada and end up in Canada. And according to them, very little of it, comes to Michigan.
Which is somewhat different from what Enbridge says about it.
Yes. And then the gentleman today, paints a completely different picture, of.
So who do you believe is the question?
Well, some of the things I think, it's could still be delivered to the UP from Canada. That has nothing to do with what goes under the straits.
Right.
It seems, so the UP can still get propane from this pipeline, regardless of what happens under the straits. And Sarnia can still ship product back into the United States. There's no law against that.
Right, but how does Sarnia get the petroleum?
Well,
How does Sarnia get the petroleum?
Is that our problem? How Canada gets its oil from up why is that Michigan's problem? I think it's a point your guest made yesterday.
Well, that's because, first of all, part of that product comes back into the U.S. from Sarnia.
Yeah.
And part of that pipeline continues on to the Marathon refinery in Ohio.
Right. So why couldn't there be a pipeline from northern Canada through Canada to Sarnia, nowhere near the lakes?
Well, I suspect the distance and the cost would be phenomenal.
Well, I don't know. It just, like, I guess, you hear pretty reasonable yesterday. And then you hear the Enbridge side today, and of course it's going to be pro his. He's going to say things.
Of course, and of course they're going to say things that are not. Gee, what a surprise! What a surprise that the opponents would only put forth things that fit their argument, and Enbridge only puts forth things that fits their argument. What a surprise! My goodness, that's why I had both sides on.
Okay, but we had a. They shut down line 5 before for something like 85 days.
82 days.
And cases did not spike at that time. And it just seems like some of the claims from Enbridge seem a little extreme. You're talking about credibility. When they say, prices are going to just skyrocket and this is going to happen. It just, I don't know, it sounds like the sky is falling kind of arguments that I think they lose credibility when they say things like that.
Well, I personally, I'm going to tell you this. Poll after poll shows that the Michigan public doesn't have a problem with the pipeline.
Yeah, well, he said this pipeline is safe and, they don't expect any problems. But I bet they said that about Kalamazoo before the disaster there. I bet they said that pipeline was safe and there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe. But do we shut things down because of the possibilities? Because if that's the case, we kill 50,000 people a year on the highways. We should stop driving automobiles.
Well, I think you make a benefit, just a cost-benefit decision on something like that.
So what's it cost to kill 50,000 people a year?
Well, what would it cost, to if there was a disaster?
Well, it would cost a lot of money, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I meant to ask. Somebody asked the question about, why are these ships dragging anchors, when they go through this?
I asked that question. I asked the question this morning whether they're on the navigation maps or not. From what I understand,
why would a ship drag its anchor?
Well, if you'll let me answer it. My understanding of the ship that drug the anchor that caught the line was attempting to stop for whatever reason. Either they were heading the wrong direction or whatever. Ships have been known to drop their anchor to slow them down and try and help them stop. So that's one possibility on that one. Yesterday, the guests suggested that that Enbridge boats do it themselves. I doubt that. They know where the pipeline is.
He said the maintenance boats.
Yeah, and I doubt that's true. I doubt that's true. I doubt any maintenance boat for Enbridge would drop an anchor near the pipeline. I would find that very, very hard to believe.
Well, I find it hard to believe that a freighter, that weighs, thousands of tons, they actually drop their anchor to slow themselves.
If that's the only way they can stop in a hurry because they're heading towards something they don't want to hit, maybe that's what you do. It's not uncommon from what I understand.
Oh, okay.
So, that's a possibility. Let's put it that way. Neither of us were there, so I don't know. But my understanding of the way they can use anchors is that they can drop an anchor to slow themselves down and avoid collision, things of that nature. So who knows? But
I'd
if
like
it's,
to see that.
I'd like to know, I'd like to know why you did it at that location, particularly when these lines are marked on navigational charts. I would tend to think that that would not be an appropriate action, but what do I know?
Why are you going through the Straits of Mackinac in the wrong direction? I guess I'd ask them maybe that in the first place.
I don't know. Were they going in the wrong direction?
Well, what were they going too fast? What's I don't understand. I still don't understand.
Well, you could have there could be a lot of reasons. You could have a steering problem. You could have who knows? I mean, you could be headed toward a pier or a bridge stanchion. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons. Ships go awry all the time. We just had one turn sideways in the Saginaw River not too long ago.
Okay, I guess.
So you do what you have to do to avoid it. But hey, listen, I'm not a boat captain. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Well, if things are happening, then it sounds like the pipeline, the way it is now, is just an accident waiting to happen.
Well, I don't know. It's been there 67 years or whatever it is. So.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It sounds.
Well, everything is an accident then. Hey,
described sounds like this could happen pretty often.
Well, it's once in 67 years. Is that pretty often?
I don't know.
I mean, gas stations are loaded with tanks underground with gasoline, and somebody could pull up and cause a problem at a pump and cause a fire. We don't shut down gas stations because the possibility is there of a major gas explosion. Yet that's probably more of a real possibility than a ship dropping an anchor on that pipeline.
Yeah, but that's one gas station. It's not polluting the Great Lakes with
gas station
of gallons
could
of
destroy
oil.
a neighborhood.
Yeah, well.
So I mean, listen,
Okay.
we listen. There are a lot of what ifs in the world, and if we shut everything down because of the what ifs, might as well go back to the Stone Age.
Well, these claims of prices going up are a what if, aren't they?
Yeah, sure. Both sides.
No,
What if?
that's a what if.
Well, okay.
So we don't
Just come on, Carl. You're smart enough to know both sides stress what favors them, right?
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I got to run. All right, buddy.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Chris, hang on. We'll get to you next here on the Art Lewis Show.
The Windy City's own Chicago. Saturday, April 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. The unmistakable sound of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's Chicago. Tickets start at $54 and are on Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com.
Saturday in the park, you see me walking by, and the tears are in my eyes. Look away.
Chicago, Saturday, April 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me.
Horns and hits.
Does everybody really know what time it is? 25 or 6 to o'clock.
Chicago. Tickets are on sale now. Details at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them, and you cannot rely on them. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Okay, so usually I'm a last-minute shopper, but the deals at Kohl's, way too good to pass up. I got 40% off holiday decor, 40% off the cutest St. Nick, and found the toys topping my kids' list this year. You can even get 15% off, or 15, 20, or 30% off with a Kohl's card. So now I get the whole early shopping thing, and I'm a big fan. Select styles. Offers end November 20th. Toys. Coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi, I'm Terry Rock. Are you happy with your Medicare? I am now, after I met the pros at Medicare Choices. Yes, you do have choices when it comes to Medicare coverage. No cookie cutter plan for me. You buy a pair of shoes if they fit. Get the right fit, a customized plan designed just for you that helps you protect that heart. Call 989-899-7820, MedicareChoicesInfo.com. We'll walk you through every step.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of it, finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having or redness but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer. This is the Studios 100.5 News Radio WSGW 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW, and back to our phones. Chris is waiting for us in Saginaw. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How you doing?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Yesterday I listened to your conversation with your two attorneys.
Yep.
And you asked a extremely important question, which they had to agree with, and that was, have you had any leaks in the pipeline going underneath the? And they said no, they haven't.
Yep.
Okay, I just, you know what I mean.
Well, it's a what if.
Yeah. The other thing is, if they want to spend the money to fix it, which I have no problem spending it, the government's already spending money like it's like a drunken sailor. For that money, we got enough of that was just voted in by the federal government. Go ahead and help Canada and fix it.
Well, actually, that money isn't necessary because Enbridge is paying for the whole thing.
Well, then it's no problem, then, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. So
Yeah,
I
you're
just,
talking to attorneys, okay? When you talk to attorneys, you got to really listen close, because I tell you, you know, not that they're biased or anything, but that's their job.
Well,
So
but
I'm
it's
not,
I think we have to understand, Chris, it's both sides' job. They tell it the way they want to tell it, and Enbridge tells it the way they want to tell it. That's the way it is.
Yeah, I didn't say one way or the other. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
no, I
one way or
understand.
the other.
I understand.
And I have a place up in Sheboygan on Lake Huron, and it would affect me, okay?
Sure.
But I'm saying keep it flowing. You know, that's my position.
Well,
Anyways,
that-
thanks, Art.
Yeah.
Gotta run.
All right, Chris. Have a good one. Bye-bye now. And Sean is in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
Excellent. Hey, just one quick comment on the guest you had on yesterday. I think it was Harold, maybe. And it was Bill. I may not have Harold right.
Oh, Leonard. Bill and Leonard.
Leonard, that's what it was. Well, Leonard says, well, that gas will only go up 1 or 2 cents. Are you kidding me, Leonard? It varies 40 cents from block to block in Bay City.
Yeah.
I mean, really? And if you're that confident, Leonard, I tell you what, are you willing to stand on the bridge and take a leap if it's not? I bet you'd say no. So that's my comment. I mean, they say these things and they're just
Well, as I've said, I mean,
They're
listen,
absurd.
they're going to put forth the argument the way they see the argument, and Enbridge is going to put forth the argument the way Enbridge sees the argument, and each one is going to put forth arguments that support their side, and then the public has to listen to it all and make a decision, and sometimes it's hard to do.
Well, it's just that when you call them experts and things like that, and they say things that are so absurd, they're just it insults my intelligence when they say that, and they're allowed to carry on without, and you did a good job hitting back when you said, all the oil goes to Sarnia. Well, yeah, how much comes back?
Yeah, and it's true. A
So
lot of
when
it
they
comes
say
back.
1 to 2 pennies and stuff.
Yeah,
It's a joke. It's a joke, man. You don't know how much it's going to go up. His honest answer, without lying, would be he doesn't know.
Yeah,
he has no idea. That's the truth. So that's my only comment. And
Good
I
enough.
say let the oil flow, baby.
Yeah. All right. Good enough, Sean. Thanks. Have a good one. Zeke, hang on. We'll get to you next here on the Art Lewis Show.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Research shows that people remember radio ads with lots of sound effects. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here are some zany sounds. Saving on home. Laughing matter. Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. The money you save could change your life. It's time for you to take your insurance choice seriously. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Friday, January 21st at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Air Supply. Timeless song. Air Supply with special guest Orleans. Tickets start at $33. On sale Saturday at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. Endless memories. Air Supply and special guest Orleans.
I want to be your partner.
Ladies, it's date night. Friday, January 21st at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Even the nights are better since I found you.
Air Supply with special guest Orleans. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
As more youth are helping out in the kitchen preparing meals for the family, it's important they know basic food safety. That's why the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association offers 4 free courses at MichiganFoodSafety.com. Called the Scrub Club, kids can learn how to safely clean, separate, cook, and chill, along with their families or in the classroom. Classes who participate in the Michigan Food Safety Video Contest can even win cash prizes. You can find more info or register at MichiganFoodSafety.com. Sponsored by the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association and the MAB.
Hi, we're back here on the Art Lewis Show, and back to our phone. Zeke is in Saginaw. Zeke, good morning.
Hey, how you doing, Art?
Good.
Hey, you did a good job on all this, and I think what you're pointing to with your earlier caller was looking at the risk of something happening. If you take a look just in the area, all these chemical plants we have in these big tanks, that's not water in those tanks, right?
Yeah, you got that right.
And what that industry does is they take a look at what's the out leak or occurred, but then what they also do is they balance that and they put in layers of protection. So they'll thickness test their tanks, right, or they'll have a dilute system. So they put various layers of protection in to reduce the risk if that event occurs.
Yep.
And that's done throughout the chemical industry. Because if we applied the same thinking, like the gas stations earlier, right, where you said, there's a probability associated with that, none of these chemical plants would even operate, right? If
You got that right.
really understood that. Because think about the death train.
Yeah.
Back in 1990s.
Oh, I remember that one well.
Yeah. So really what my opinion, for what it's worth, is, what Enbridge is trying to do is add a very strong layer of protection, that tunnel, right? And on top of that, it was interesting to hear him say that they also monitor the ships coming through, and they also send them radio signals.
Mm-hmm.
Each of those is another layer of protection to reduce the risk of that.
They are more recent, but they've started doing that now.
Yeah.
Which
And
is fine. This is great.
They did, and they should.
Yep.
Yeah, they should do that. They should. So that's what we need to balance. What's the outcome, but what's the risk of that outcome, and how can we diminish it? Because, we could say like gasoline stations, like you said, gasoline stations, we have those all could, that could go up in flames. Well, I would say to Carl, you can't just say one gas station, because with his reasoning, all of them will go up in flames at once.
Yeah.
We know that's not the case.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Well, there's, it's like everything in life, it's risk reward, isn't it?
It is.
So
it is.
It's what you have to measure. Thanks for calling, Zeke. Appreciate it. And let me see. Dan is in Bay County. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Thanks for taking my call, and
Sure.
thanks for having these guys on from dealing with this Enron case. As far as the problem is, I don't think everybody's looking at the whole picture here. They're just looking at what will happen in maybe something that happens once every 70 or 80 years. But the problem is, they 55% of the heat comes into Michigan from this pipeline. And a lot of it has to do with propane.
Right.
And a lot of people have these, they call them pigs,
right?
These big tanks out there. And I remember it was about 12 years ago or more, where there was a shortage of propane, and they had to go all the way down south,
Oh, yeah.
and get it. And they were charging 2 or 3 times more. I mean, people were paying $800-900 at that time to get propane.
I remember that.
And these people can't afford it now because, a lot of them are on fixed incomes, or a lot of people can't afford to spend. All of a sudden now, if they're paying $400 or $500, if it went up well over $1,000 or $1,500, a lot of people are going to be suffering. They're going to be starving to death and freezing to death. Their homes are.
Yep. Well, I can tell you this.
Looking at the whole picture.
Right now, the price of everything is up. I just got an oil delivery today. We heat with oil. And what I was paying anywhere from $1.95 to $2.15 a gallon for last year was $3.10 today. And that was less than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more, actually.
Well, that's about right, because I heard it went up like 43%.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So I was surprised. I expected it to be more. Not that I'm happy with $3.10, but I'll pay it. I'll gladly pay it. So just
about 50% or 50 to 55%. So it's already taken a big increase. Yeah. I don't burn propane. I'm not being like I'm one burning propane, but I see a lot of people that live in the area that do have these.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all over. And this northern region of Michigan, from Bay City, on north, is a lot of them, plus in your farm communities. And speaking of farm communities, I think a lot of these farmers burn propane to dry their corn and the elevators. So that's another component.
If they don't have natural gas, yeah.
Well, a lot of them don't.
Right.
If they live on a side, don't have natural gas, and a lot of farmers live on side roads. So,
all righty,
that's another thing. But hey, thanks for doing all that, Art. Appreciate
You're welcome.
It.
Okay, let's get Larry on here. We got about a minute left for Larry in Midland. Larry, real quick, go ahead.
Thank you, a long-time listener. Thank you, Art, for all you do. The question is this: does the New York Stock Exchange send out the message, or where does the decision tree come from that says stock market is down today because of COVID fears, or the stock market is up today because of third quarter earnings? Is there somebody, because every news station carries the message that it's up or down for a certain reason?
Well, that's because all the major news networks have analysts at the market that watch the market and talk to the brokers. The brokers get their information the same way you and I do. You know, if they hear in
The
the
brokers on the floor are seeing high third quarter earnings, but they're afraid because of COVID. I don't get.
because you got to remember what. No, you just a minute. You have to remember yeah, but Larry, they're betting on the future. They're not betting on yesterday. So they look at it and they say, well, how is this going to impact the market? And how is this going to impact earnings?
Every day.
I'm sorry? What'd you
They don't
say?
have two answers every day.
Apparently not.
They don't have
Well, that's not true. Everybody's got a different answer. Every stock, you know, in a down market, you're still going to have up stocks.
Sure. I'm not arguing at that.
Yeah.
But every network carries the same news. So
Well, that's because they all talk to the same people. They all talk to the same people.
Yeah. That
Hey, I got to run, Larry. I'm out of time. We'll talk again, though. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll be back to close out after these.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
One of my wildfire coworkers contacted me after 5 p.m. one day. She was working with a member in a rush to meet with the seller of a vehicle she wanted to purchase. I double-checked her loan application right then. I emailed it out to her while she was on her way to the branch so that she could sign electronically. We had her check ready for her when she arrived by 6 p.m. Teamwork makes the dream work. For our member, the dream was finding a car, applying for a loan, and buying it. The Wildfire team made it work.
Saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Find out for yourself. Call, click, or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
You can tell it's fall, huh?
Yeah, cooler days.
And leaves changing color.
Kitchen's becoming beautiful.
Yeah, kitchen's become. Wait, what was that?
Well, fall's the perfect time to upgrade our kitchen.
What makes you say that?
Our kitchen and the Wilsons.
Theirs is pretty again.
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery.
Let Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center help you create the perfect space for your home, from imagination to completion. Go to premierkitchenandbathgallery.com to get started. Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom. Get inspired.
Hundreds of thousands of people have said goodbye to their overpriced Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile plans and switched to Pure Talk. It's CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Did you know Pure Talk gives you the same great coverage on the same great 5G network as one of the big guys for about half the cost? The average family is saving over $800. Keep your number and keep your phone, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. Or if you want unlimited data, you can still save a fortune. With U.S.-based customer service, Pure Talk treats their customers right. Plus, they have a 30-day risk-free guarantee, so you literally have nothing to lose. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill 50 to save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, say Jill 50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless.
Essexville native John Paul Morosi, Lakes Bay region, as part of the Made in Michigan series at Midland Center for the Arts. Morosi will share stories of his path from Bay City to the Tigers beat at the Detroit Free Press to his current role as analyst and reporter for the Major League Baseball Network. John Paul Morosi, Saturday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. at Midland Center for the Arts. Tickets at midlandcenter.org.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for joining us. Heading up to the news and then focus. We'll focus on the Arnold Center right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. Voting pretty much along party lines, the House of Representatives this morning passed the giant social spending and climate bill that President Biden has been touting for months.
Grinning House Democrats, led by House Speaker Nancy Gloria's press conference after passing the second half of President Biden's ambitious agenda.
This occasion would not have been possible without the vision of our great president, President Biden.
Pelosi says she is excited for what it does for children and families. The bill now goes to the Senate, where its fate is uncertain. Centrist Democrats have already raised concerns about the size of the legislation. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
I'm Stacey Lane in Washington. President Biden will temporarily transfer power to Vice President Harris today as he undergoes a routine colonoscopy. The president will be under anesthesia for the procedure. The vice president will work from her office in the West Wing during this time.
A few hours ago, the FDA signed off on both the Pfizer and Moderna COVID booster results. CBS's David Begnaud.
If it has been roughly 6 months since you got your second shot, you should be good for a booster as early as this weekend if things get all approved.
The CDC will have the final say. A Virginia jury has begun deliberations in the civil trial of white nationalists tied to the deadly right-wing rally in Charlottesville 4 years ago. It's day 4 of deliberations for the Wisconsin jury in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. A storm system forming in the northwest heads east next week, and CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson says it could affect travelers looking to get an early start on the Thanksgiving rush.
By Sunday, it is into the Midwest, and it's really extending its reach. So Sunday morning, maybe you got some lake effect snow showers around Chicago up towards Wisconsin.
CBS's Jim Krasula has more on a dire pre-winter red flag.
Industry regulators are warning that power grids from Texas to the Midwest are at risk. Prolonged deep freeze sets in this winter. They say that Texas isn't prepared for another cold snap like the one that crippled its electric grid last winter. Extreme weather driven by climate change is testing power networks like never before.
China's foreign ministry insisted today it knows nothing about the controversy surrounding pro tennis player Peng Shuai. She disappeared after accusing a top official of sexual abuse. An email purported to be from her disavowing the accusation is being discredited by people close to her. Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 215 points, but the S&P is up 1 point. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
The Windy City's own Chicago. Saturday, Eagle Casino and Resort. The unmistakable sound of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's Chicago. Tickets start at $54 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com.
Saturday in the park. You see me walking by, and the tears are in my eyes. Look away.
Chicago, Saturday, April 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me.
Horns and hits.
Does everybody really know what time it is? 25 or 6 to 4.
Chicago. Tickets are on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Finding the right Medicare plan may feel impossible, but now it's anything but. With Walgreens, you can compare plans online, over the phone, or in person, making Medicare easier than ever. Easier than picking which true crime doc to watch, figuring out that Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So if you can do those things, with FindRx coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
Live From the 90 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 37 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. An Aug Road man has been sentenced to 28 years in federal prison on charges of using a minor to produce visual depictions of sexually explicit content. 59-year-old Paul Bottomer was ordered to pay just over $54,000 in restitution to the victims and over $5,000 in additional fines. He pleaded guilty last December to one count of using a minor to produce visual depictions of sexually explicit conduct before United States District Judge Thomas Ludington. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Bottomer is a computer network engineer who took sexually explicit photographs of a 2-year-old child in his care and had sexual contact with the victim. Investigators say Bottomer also downloaded images of child pornography from the internet and made some of them available to others through a peer-to-peer network investigated by an FBI task force. The Michigan Secretary of State is offering drivers a second chance by removing hundreds of thousands of traffic violations from driving records or downgrading them to civil infractions. More than 350,000 Michigan residents are affected by the move, resulting in about 150,000 people having a suspended driver's license reinstated. Anyone affected by the change should receive a letter from the Secretary of State's office sometime in the coming week, letting people know whether they are eligible for a new license or not. About 200,000 people will still have other infractions on their record, which cannot be removed under the new clean slate laws passed in October. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
You know, we're all dreaming of something. So why not make those dreams a reality?
A new van with sliding doors. A new house with more than one bathroom. Oh, and heated seats. Or maybe even new bathroom to this house. A remote starter.
No matter what you've been dreaming of lately, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union has a loan for you. With great rates, fast approvals, and a potential year-end loan interest rebate via our member giveback, DCECU can help make your dreams come true. Visit dcecu.org/borrow for more details. Membership eligibility required. Loans subject to approval based on creditworthiness of applicants and collateral conditions if applicable. Other limitations may apply. While member giveback rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member giveback consideration. Some limitations apply. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. It's been 3 years since construction of the new Gordie Howe International Bridge started, and there are more visible signs of work happening in southwest Detroit and Windsor. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority yesterday started on the first building at the U.S. Port of Entry. The 1.5-mile 6-lane bridge is scheduled to open in 2024. Officials say it will be the longest cable-stayed bridge in North America. Stellantis is facing a fine and other actions over recent air quality violations. Here's Brooke Allen with details.
The State Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy's Air Quality Division says it is taking steps to address several violations at the Mack Assembly Complex in Detroit and also at the Warren Truck Plant. These violations include odor violations and not installing pollution control equipment that is required by their air permits to collect, control, and reduce emissions. And while Eagle finalizes its enforcement action, Stellantis will continue to fix ductwork and any other issues. The EPA will provide additional air monitoring around the Detroit Assembly Complex with their mobile lab.
The nation's biggest technology show is ramping up its attractions for car makers. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
Car makers and suppliers have been among CES, formerly the Consumer Electronics Show. It returns as an in-person event in January in Las Vegas. Gary Shapiro, who runs the show, says those car makers are back in a big way.
This is our biggest footprint ever. It's not only the auto companies, it's the entire ecosystem that's there with self-driving cars, with electric cars. Electric is definitely very hot.
GM CEO Mary Barra will debut an electric Chevy Silverado at CES and just added to the schedule a race involving self-driving vehicles.
Due to the holidays in the heart of the city, Christmas parade in Saginaw, South Washington Avenue will be closed between Johnson Street and Rust Avenue tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. During this time, north and southbound lanes will be closed to through traffic as the parade proceeds through. Please follow the detour or set up an alternate route to avoid traffic backups. WSGW News Time, 11:10.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high in the low 40s. West winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low near 31. By Saturday, cloudy skies, a high 43 degrees. Then by Sunday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy and a high around 45. Monday, partial sunshine develops, breezy, high 36 degrees. And then by Tuesday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, a high around 37. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, a high around 43 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 40.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus with me, Art Lewis, from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. And Focus is brought to you by Roof Max, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle replacement. Find out about Roof Max online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's Roof Max with 2 X's. And today we're going to learn about something called the Arnold Center. And to do that, we're going to say good morning to the executive director of the Arnold Center. We say good morning to Jennifer Grace. Jennifer, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for being on with us. And I have to start with the number one overriding question in my mind, because I had not heard of the Arnold Center before. What is it and where is it?
Oh, thank you for asking. The Arnold Center is a community rehabilitation organization with locations in both Midland and Gladwin counties. The Arnold Center empowers individuals with disabilities and other barriers to independence through enhanced vocational, social, life skill training and opportunities that lead to greater self-sufficiency. So we provide training for individuals with disabilities.
Is this comparable to SVRC in Saginaw, for example?
Yes, it would be very comparable to their organization.
How long has it been around?
The Arnold Center has actually been in business for over 50 years.
So let's talk about, first of all, the individuals you serve. Who are they? Where do you find them?
The individuals we serve are individuals that have a barrier to employment or self-sufficiency in the community. And those are individuals that from the age of 18 up to the age of retirement. And we will support them in their community and residential settings after retirement. These are individuals with a significant disability that impacts daily living.
Are you able to take an individual such as that, train them, give them sufficient competency to be able to be placed in employers, for example?
Definitely. That is the ultimate goal of our vocational training programs, is competitive community employment. So each person that comes to our programs looking for vocational and work skills, those are all designed with that goal of the individual obtaining competitive community employment.
So how do you train them? I mean, do you have your own little manufacturing facilities and educational facilities? How do you function that way?
Actually, we have several different services, but we have 4 manufacturing floors between our 2 locations. We partner with community employers and large employers such as Next here and Hemlock Semiconductor to provide paid employment training opportunities. We also take individuals into the community employment settings and work with them directly at the employers. So we start with the individual at where they're at. We do an assessment and their individualized plan to meet their employment goals.
Where are you physically located?
We're located in Midland on Wexford Avenue, right next to the Dow Employee Credit Union. And in Gladwin, we are located on Industrial Drive, just north of Myers for Tires.
Oh, so you have two locations.
Yes.
Is it, you're in Midland and you're in Gladwin. Is it, are these county functions? Does the county participate at all?
No, they are not. We are in each private nonprofit organization. However, we work with funders in the county, such as community mental health and private insurance agencies.
Now, you anticipated my next question. Who pays the bill? We'll get back to that. I've got to take a break. Jennifer, hang on. We're talking to Jennifer Grace, the executive director of the Arnold Centers, and we will be back with Jennifer in just a couple of moments.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we only need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Staying healthy isn't easy, especially during the holidays. Watching your diet, staying active, managing stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses adjust to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Bring proven quality sleep home for the holidays. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus free premium delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Hartel Heating Company helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Hartel Heating Company to hear more about how we can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 989-892-6111 or visit us online at hartelheating.com. License number 71-03370.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. We're talking to Jennifer Grace, the executive director of the Arnold Centers, and the Arnold Center has been around. She's been there since 2011. How old is the center itself?
The center itself is over 50 years old.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because it's one of those things that escaped me. I have to admit. So let's go back, talk about funding a little bit, because obviously as nonprofits go, it takes money. So how are you funded?
Correct. So individuals are referred to our services through the behavioral health system, community mental health, through the state vocational rehabilitation system, which is Michigan Rehabilitation Services. We also have private insurance companies that will refer individuals to participate in our training programs.
Does private insurance pay for
it? Certain types, correct. And that would be more if somebody had an accident that resulted in a disability, a permanent disability, then the insurance company, depending on the insurance company, could refer somebody to the program.
So typically when an individual is referred to you, how long are they in the program?
That's individualized based on the individual and the type of services they're seeking. We have the vocational training, but we also provide residential and community support for individuals to live as independently as possible in their communities. So they're really individualized services.
You also have something called social enterprises. What are they?
Correct. So we are Arnold Farms. Arnold Farms is a 3,000 square foot hydroponic farm. We have the capacity for growing 12,000 plants at a time. And our leafy greens are sold in grocery stores and restaurants. And then we also have what's called the Good Kitchen, which is a commercial training kitchen. We run a cafeteria. We offer catering. We do special events. And we also have WeCycle. WeCycle is our recycling operations where we do paper and cardboard recycling.
So let's go back to the Good Kitchen for a moment. Is it open to the public? Can the public come in and eat?
At this time, we do catering for the public, but just because of the pandemic, we're being really careful. Our hope is when the pandemic subsides, then it will be open to the public to come in and eat with us. But for right now, we're doing catering and to go.
I'm curious how the pandemic impacted you, both from a standpoint of operation and from the standpoint of those you serve.
That's really interesting that you asked. It's something we look at. We were individuals in our vocational training programs because of the employers we partner with. We're actually deemed essential workers. And that was something that I think was very powerful to demonstrate individuals with disabilities were essential workers during this pandemic and helped keep everything going for the rest of us. As far as our services, the pandemic took a pretty hard hit because of the isolation. And at one point, we had laid off 65% of our workforce.
Wow. Have you got them back now?
The majority, correct. Yes.
So let me ask what the opportunity is for the public to participate, either financially, volunteer-wise. What are your needs from the public?
Our needs from the public is for collaboration and partnership. We have several of our services that we provide, our manufacturing, recycling, Arnold Farms. We have janitorial in our Good Kitchen. By partnering with us, you are helping us provide paid training opportunities to individuals with disabilities. And we also look for volunteers to share their time and talents. We have art classes here, music, our community living supports where we like to go out and do sports. We love when community wants to join us and be part of our activities.
It sounds to me like, Jennifer, you're trying to provide as well-rounded a life for these individuals as you possibly can. And that would seem to me to be a challenge, a big challenge.
You know, it is, but I think it is for all of us during this time period for anyone to really have a well-rounded life.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I think we're all suffering through that. I've not experienced a time like this in my life, and I don't know anybody that has, unless somebody's been alive back in 1918. But this has been an unusual time, hasn't it?
That is for sure. That is for sure. But I think one thing is, I know in being in the Midland area and sustaining that 500-year flood too.
That's right.
We just kept looking for opportunities. And there was a lot of opportunities for community to partner and to work together. I was very proud to step up and help during these times and to demonstrate that the individuals we serve were essential and valuable community members.
So if someone wants more information about the Arnold Center, how do they find it?
You can find us at www.arnoldcenter.org, or you can reach us at our main office, and the phone number is 989-631-9570.
Very good. Well, Jennifer, it's been educational for me because I didn't even know about you before, and now I do, and I'm glad I do. Thank you much for being with us. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate your time.
And we'll do it
Alrighty.
again. Have a good day.
You
Bye-bye
too.
now.
Bye-bye.
All right, there is Jennifer Grace. She is the executive director of the Arnold Center. We'll take a break, come back, find out what's happening in the markets with Baird & Company when we return.
One of the great tenors is coming. Soaring Eagle proudly presents Jonathan Antoine, Saturday night, December 18th. The musical sensation of Britain's Got Talent, Jonathan Antoine. Tickets start at $25. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. The majesty and grace of one of the great young tenors, Jonathan Antoine at Soaring Eagle Casino. Enjoy a magical Christmas with Jonathan Antoine, Saturday night, December 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
If you're Medicare eligible, now's the time to review all you can from your plan. With Covenant Advantage, a PHP Medicare plan, you get hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage you need and valuable extras you want. With dental benefits from Delta Dental, vision, hearing, and so much more without paying more. Covenant Advantage consultants are leading seminars in the area and are available for personal consultations. Don't delay. Learn more at CovenantAdvantage.com.
There's a reason why Crane's L&M Appliance Center has been serving the Tri-City area since 1956. Hi, I'm Eric Crane. Customer satisfaction. From the moment you step into my store, you'll know you get knowledgeable support on the best brands with the best possible prices. We help you find the best product that fits your needs and budget. Whether it's new, reconditioned, or scratch and dent, we are committed to give you the best service before, during, and after the sale. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw, where we want to earn your business.
John Paul Morosi returns to the Great Lakes Bay region as part of the Made in Michigan series at Midland Center for the Arts. Morosi will share stories of his path from Bay City to the Tigers beat at the Detroit Free Press to his current role as analyst and reporter for the Major League Baseball Network. John Paul Morosi, Saturday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. at Midland Center for the Arts. Tickets at midlandcenter.org.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheaded, this could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
All right, that'll do it for Focus today, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. And that'll do it for Focus today. Tomorrow morning, by the way, we're going to be at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort for Shipshewana on the road. And at 9 o'clock tomorrow, Ernie Krieger will join me to help you with your major appliance questions. That'll do it for us today. Still waiting to hear from Baird and Company, so we will turn that over to Terry, who, by the way, is down in Kansas City for his final broadcast from Kansas City. And that will come along right after these notes here on WSGW.
Friday, January 21st at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.